Are you excited to battle in Pokemon Go? I am too, but did you know that there are trainers looking to take advantage of this feature? How do we ensure that every battle is fair and square? We'll break it all down in this short episode of Pokemon Go with yours truly, PokeTwon. Alrighty, let's jump right into it. How can trainers take advantage of the battling feature? Simple, spoofing. What is a spoofer? The term is quite negative, so I actually call them trainers in the cloud. They are people who can set their GPS location anywhere in the world and play Pogo. Basically, they can play anywhere they want while sitting at home or at work. This is against the terms of service, and if detected by Niantic, your account could be banned or suspended. Spoofing has been around since the game came out in 2016 and is still utilized by some trainers. I would urge players not to go down this dark path if you want to continue playing the game. So, how do these players have an advantage in general? They can be anywhere at any time, meaning they can partake in multiple community or raid days. They can raid from their couch all day long and search for rare Pokemon. Many spoofers spend a lot of time looking for Pokemon with amazing stats. Real quickly, it's important for me to explain stats, or IV, which stands for individual value. Every Pokemon is unique and has an IV. The IV determines how high the CP or combat power can be raised to. The higher the IV, the higher the CP on that particular Pokemon will be. I've placed the percentage of the IV in the Pokemon's name so I will never forget. Let's take a look at an example. I have 100% Dragonite at 3,792 CP, which is the highest possible CP for Dragonite. As the IV gets lower, so will the CP. Here's a 98% Dragonite at 3,784 CP, about 8 CP lower than the 100%er. But notice how the CP gets lower as the IV. Let me break down exactly what IVs are. A Pokemon's stats are very similar to a student's grade in school in some sense. Grades are normally measured from 0 to 100%. Pokemon stats are measured in this way as well, but there's a slight twist. A Pokemon's stats consist of 3 things: HP, attack, and defense. The highest each stat can be is 15, and the lowest is 0, of course. But if all 3 stats are 15, then that Pokemon has an IV of 100%, making it the best possible Pokemon of its species. The appraisal feature can be a little difficult to understand, but there are multiple resources online, including this chart right here that I found. I'll have the link to this site down below in the description. But basically, trainers in the cloud will have multiple 100% IV Pokemon. There are 3 battle leagues, which could help even the playing field a little bit. But many spoofers will battle in the Master League, in my opinion, because there is no CP limit, meaning they can use their maxed CP 100% Pokemon against you, giving them a huge advantage. If you put 3 96% Dragonites against 3 100% Dragonites, there's a big chance that the 100%ers will be victorious. We'll have to wait and see how the shields work out in battle. Now, here comes the juicy part, and that's setting up parameters when you want to battle. This isn't necessary for really good friends and those you know who play legit, but for random players you meet on the street looking for a battle. These parameters are quite necessary. I've met a lot of players in my time as a Pokemon Go content creator, and I have seen the difference between accounts that spoof and those that are legit. First, you want to look at their legendary raid badge. If the number is unusually high, take note of it, then continue. This isn't a clear indication of spoofing, but it should raise a minor red flag. Next, look at a specific legendary Pokemon like Mewtwo or Rayquaza and compare the seen and caught numbers. Do they have an unusual ratio? I once saw someone's Regice numbers, 500 seen and 6 caught. The 6 that were caught were 100% IV. Many spoofers run away from raids if a Pokemon's IV isn't 98% or above, which explains why the catch ratio was so off. If you see something similar to this, it's fair to assume that the trainer trying to battle you is spoofing. Another medal to look at is the jogger badge. How many kilometers has the person walked? Is it unusually low? Take a note of that number and continue. Next, look at the collector's badge and take note of how many Pokemon they've caught. Lastly, look at the total number of XP, then compare those numbers all together. This entire process literally probably only takes you about a minute and will definitely help you determine who's playing legit and who's spoofing. Analyze those numbers real carefully. If someone has caught a bunch of Pokemon, but their kilometers walked is pretty low, that's a big red flag right there. And use your best judgment always. Now, it's important to be respectful to everyone, especially if you turn someone down for a battle. I hope this video helps out in terms of making people feel more comfortable before going into battle with random strangers. No one wants to battle someone who cheats in the game. I mean, that's definitely me personally. Currently, there's no way to tell, but these parameters definitely should come in handy. In closing, I'd like to wish everyone good luck on the battlefield, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit that bell notification for more Pokemon Go content. Thank you so much for watching, and let the games begin.